Is healthcare free in Turkey? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be talking about the Turkish healthcare system. Well, rather, we're going to talk about whether or not the Turkish healthcare is free and accessible for all the citizens. And according to the Article 60 of the Turkish Constitution, every individual is entitled to social security. The state takes the necessary measures to create this confidence and organizes the organization. Therefore, the ministry is responsible to provide healthcare for people, which means that it is essentially free for the Turkish citizens, but not entirely. Yes, I understand. For people who are under 18, it is completely free. People who are above 65 is also completely free. For anybody in between, you have to pay what is known as the general health insurance fee, which is about 88 Turkish liras in 2020, which roughly translates into $11. But if you're working, your employer has to pay your health insurance. And this is the situation for the Turkish citizens. Now, what's the situation for non-citizens? And this non-citizens group includes the Turkish residence permit holders as well. Now, you have to have your own private health insurance, and the price of them really will differ for the coverage that you're going to choose, the package, or whether or not you have a previous health condition, whether or not you smoke, and etc. It wouldn't be right for me to give you any number. You can go really low and really high. There's no standard in this, but just to give you an idea, I'm going to provide some links in the description box below for multiple companies. I have nothing to do with those companies, but it is just to give you an idea of how much would it cost you to get a health insurance in Turkey as a foreigner. Okay, that's that. But another question is Turkish healthcare any good? Now, it wouldn't be right for me to talk about it because I am Turkish. Rather than, we have our senior investment consultant here, Justin Mays, whom and I don't know if it's the right thing to say, him and I, we actually touched upon this subject in one of our previous episodes of Straight Talk. There's a small clip. Let's hear what he has to say about it. What do you think about the Turkish healthcare system?
I was first in Turkey 11 years ago, and I'd tell you that the healthcare system was worse. Mm-hmm. The private healthcare system has always been tremendous in Turkey. Mm-hmm. Turkey produces very high-level doctors. Everyone knows, Dr. Oz in America. Yeah. He's a Turkish doctor.
I spent a day with Dr. Oz in Syria.
Okay. Very, very jealous. What can I say?
Yeah. Sorry for interruption.
Back to healthcare.
You're back to healthcare.
The healthcare system here 10, 11 years ago, I would have said is worse. Mm-hmm. Not because lack of doctors or medical professionals, but it was really just they didn't have the facilities.
Yeah.
But the last, let's say 7 years, Turkey has been on a campaign of creating what they call Şehir Hastane. You know this.
City hospitals.
These city hospitals are massive complexes with all of the latest technology. Mm-hmm. They're staffed properly. They have everything that you could want. Mm-hmm. These government hospitals are on par with the best private systems.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the coverage?
The coverage is amazing. One of our coworkers here, their mother had to have open heart surgery. Now, this procedure was free. If we would have done that in America, we'd be looking at, easily $150,000 in healthcare expenses.
Yeah. Healthcare is free in Turkey, and that's one of the big advantages of Turkey, isn't it?
It's not a big advantage. It's a huge advantage. Mm-hmm. I've got 3 kids. Every broken limb, scrape, scratch, runny nose, flu.
Would cost you a fortune in the US.
Would cost me a fortune. Well, to be honest, we probably would just treat it home. Mm-hmm. We'd go to the local, pharmacy. We'd grab some children's Tylenol or Motrin, something like that, and we'd say, "Hey, let's get rid of the fever and knock it out." But here, you don't have that worry of should I take them to the doctor or not. You just take them.
You guys in the United States, healthcare, you guys were paying that big amounts of money to healthcare. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. So I'm going to go to a doctor. I broke my leg and I'm going to pay that much money to get my leg fixed. I couldn't wrap my head around healthcare being that expensive in a country.
Protests against this type of thing.
Yeah.
But, here The healthcare system, if you decide that you want private healthcare to subsidize the government healthcare, the private systems still are so much more economically priced than the North American systems or the private healthcare systems in Europe. So healthcare here in Turkey, I'm very happy with. I think that it's a huge advantage.
Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Hope you find it informative.